guys, welcome to a new episode of Style Revival. First of all, I wanted to thank you so much for the positive response to my first episode, which was the Regency era. I'm really glad you guys like this concept because I have so many more coming up. So in today's episode, we are going to revive the Italian Renaissance. So the Renaissance is what pulled us all out of the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages. Italy played a really big role in the Renaissance. Of course, a lot of the Renaissance ideas originated there, and Italy brought us the likes of Da Vinci, Michelangelo, but Italy also dictated pretty much most of Renaissance fashion. During this time period, Italy was really the authority when it came to fashion. Most of the rest of Europe copied the Italian style. So I am today going to try and pull the Renaissance Italian style into modern day fashion to create a wearable Renaissance inspired look for you guys. So the Italian Renaissance look is very representative of the time and kind of what was going on back then. Of course, that's no surprise, I'm sure. It is very much a mix of medieval fashion, kind of late medieval fashion that came before, and the influences of the classical era, which were being brought into all aspects of life and fashion as well. The fashion became a little bit more free, especially the way women wore their hair. There was a little bit more freedom than there was in the Dark Ages. But many things were very much a continuation of the medieval trends. So for example, people still went to great lengths to show their wealth and their status, and a lot of that was done through fashion. So I'm going to talk about fashion a little bit more when we get to that segment of the video, but I'm going to start with the makeup look for this look. So the Renaissance saw a bit more freedom when it came to makeup as compared to the Middle Ages, when it was strictly no makeup allowed. Women would still very discreetly, but definitely wear a little bit of makeup, and the thing that was mostly used was white face powder to fake the appearance of brighter, lighter skin, which indicated a person didn't have to work outside and it was just a sign of wealth and status. So white skin was definitely very important, and women applied white powders from various ingredients onto their face to fake a paler skin. I am today, for my modern Renaissance inspired look, going to apply a layer of foundation, just starting with my natural skin colors to create an even base. Because the rest of the makeup is going to be really minimal, I want to create a kind of beautiful canvas to start on. So when I'm done with foundation, I'm going to take a concealer that is a couple of shades lighter than my natural skin color, and I'm going to use this to make my skin look a little bit lighter and brighter. So I am going to apply this on all of the points of my face that where a highlight would hit, so right underneath my eyes. This is also going to conceal my dark circles, 2-in-1 bonus here, and on the top of my nose, forehead and chin, and then I'm going to blend all of this out, and you can see my skin just looks a little bit lighter, but it still looks very natural. So then I'm going to powder everything off to set my makeup. And our Renaissance ladies loved a bit of a glow. They would actually use powdered silver to apply pretty much as we do highlighter nowadays, which is great because if there's any makeup product that we love in the 2010s, it is highlighter. So I am going to apply some highlighter onto my face. I'm going to apply some on my cheekbones and my nose and my forehead and my chin, pretty much just everywhere where I just did the lighter concealer. And I'm also going to apply a little bit of highlighter on the top of my forehead to make my forehead look a little bit larger. A large, kind of high forehead was considered a sign of beauty in the Renaissance, and women would often actually pluck or shave their foreheads to make their hairlines look higher, which is strange to us nowadays, and I'm not going to do that because that would not be a modern look. But a little bit of highlighter on the forehead won't hurt. So last step for the face makeup is to apply a little bit of blush, and I'm going to apply this pretty much all over my cheeks, and this really gives that youthful, kind of chubby glow almost, kind of that healthy, well-fed look that was really sought after in the Renaissance. And you can see this returning in pretty much any historical era that draws inspiration from the classical era. The kind of chubbier, rosy cheeks were really popular, so just red flush pretty much all over the cheeks is the way to go when you're trying to imitate a Renaissance look. Okay, eyebrows. Facial hair was undesirable in the Renaissance era. Renaissance Italy, when you look at paintings from the time, women had pencil-thin eyebrows. You can barely see any eyebrows at all in the paintings. Eyebrows just weren't fashionable. They were plucked. They were really maintained. So I am going to take a bit of clear brow gel and just comb my brows kind of inward. So I'm going to comb the top down and the bottom up to make them look as thin as possible. And when I was done with that, I actually realized they were still too prominent in my face. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of concealer onto a spoolie. This is a concealer that is my actual skin color. And I'm going to run this spoolie through my eyebrows, and it's going to make them just a couple of shades lighter. And this really helps kind of emphasize that Renaissance-like look without looking too crazy for the modern times. I am completely going to skip over the eyes because we don't want to accentuate any eyelashes. Eyelashes weren't really done back then either, so just leave it, pretend it's not there. And I'm going to move on to the lips. Color was applied to the lips, although not very excessively. They did apply some red, which was done throughout most of history. So I'm just going to take a red lipstick here and use my fingers to apply this in a very natural way, so that it looks like my lips are just, you know, a nice red, healthy tone. And there is the makeup already done. So for the hair, Renaissance ladies were all about the hair. They loved their hair, they applied extensions, they did all kinds of treatments. They would bleach their hair. They had these special sun bleaching hats that had no top, but the hats were like white brimmed to protect the skin, make sure you didn't get a tan, but the hair would kind of lie on top of the brim to lighten in the sun using various kind of like concoctions on top. Fascinating thing. I'm not going to do any of that, but I am going to use some hair extensions to make my hair look longer, because not only was long hair popular in the Renaissance era, they would often wear it up in the Renaissance, but in modern days when we make historical movies about the Renaissance, we often have the women, the lead ladies, kind of wear their hair down because it just gives a very romantic kind of view, and some women did wear their hair down as well. So I'm just gonna go for kind of half up, half down hairstyle, which will feel very Renaissance to us nowadays. So I'm just going to apply my extensions and then curl my hair. All of my hair is gonna take a while with all of this new added hair. And when I am done curling, I am going to start by taking a chunk of the back of my head, just the top kind of crown bit on one of the sides, and I'm going to braid this. And I'm not going to braid all the way down, I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail and then do the exact same thing on the other side. So when I have my braids, I'm going to take the front portion of my hair, just pull it back slightly, and I'm going to pin it down right underneath the base of my braid. And I'm going to pull it back really loosely to maintain this very romantic and voluminous shape. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side again. And then I'm going to take both of my braids and I'm going to bun them in the back. So I'm just going to kind of wrap them around each other, make sure the braids are laying flat. And then I'm going to pin them down with some bobby pins. And I'm just going to leave the tails hanging down. Creates a little bit more visual interest. So when that is done, I am going to return to the front of my hair and I'm going to create two braids. So I'm just going to take a little bit of hair that is on the bottom front of my hair and just braid that again. Do the same thing on the other side and there is your Renaissance hairstyle done. So now for the fashion. Renaissance fashion was very much about showing wealth, showing riches. It was very, or at least upper class fashion, which is what we have the most kind of documentation of, was very decorated and especially decorated with the most expensive things like gold thread and luxury laces and stuff like that, and dyed in really rich, deep colors. In the silhouettes of women's fashion in the Renaissance, the emphasis was very much on a very feminine shape. So there was emphasis on the breasts, which were kind of pushed upwards, and then they wore very voluminous skirts to create kind of like that hip shape. I personally don't really have anything that fits the Renaissance silhouette in my wardrobe, so I'm really going to focus on color while making my outfit to kind of get the whole air of Renaissance without having the same silhouette, because that would be pretty hard to kind of incorporate into modern fashion too. So this is the way I'm going to go about it. Something that is very typical for Renaissance fashion is lots and lots of layers. There was a lot of emphasis on volume. There was a little bit more volume in Renaissance England, but Italy as well. It was all very kind of big and pompous. Layering is definitely a good step if you're going for that look, and especially layering those deep rich colors over white. So I decided to wear some dark blue jeans and pair them with a white blouse, which is sticking out from underneath a deep burgundy blazer on all sides. So the dark blue jeans and the burgundy blazer really provide the color palette of the Renaissance, while the white provides the layering and kind of that typical feel of something white, like an undergarment popping out from underneath the rich overgarments. I'm wearing this heavy gold necklace. It's faux, but necklace with pearls, which is very Renaissance typical. Pearls were very beloved back then, and I'm wearing a golden ring, and you can go as crazy as you want with the jewelry pretty much, but that just really helps give more of a Renaissance vibe. So for shoes, Renaissance shoes were really funny actually, you should look them up on Google. They wore these crazy platform shoes. I think it will be pretty hard to find something modern that is similar to that, so I'd say just go with something that you feel complements the outfit well. I just went for a simple pair of black boots. So there is your head-to-toe Renaissance-inspired modern look. It's a little bit more modern than historical this time. When I did Regency, it was a little bit more historical than modern. So like I said, I'm gonna fluctuate from episode to episode. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode as well, guys. I hope you found it helpful in case you are looking to incorporate a little bit of history into your day-to-day looks. If you did like this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to stay updated on all of my new style revival videos and beauty beacons and all the other things that I do on here. If you would like to support me on Patreon, I will have a link in the description box as well. Thank you so much. I will have another video here that you may also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!